Having travelled and made a video for 176 days in a row, I'm exhausted. I've made a small list of some things I want to talk about. I want it to come from here rather than from there, but just so I don't miss anything. I'm Matt, I'm 23, from just outside London in the United Kingdom, who's been travelling Southeast Asia for the last 6 months. I've spent 24 days in the Philippines, 43 days in Vietnam, 29 in Cambodia, 13 days in Thailand, 55 days in Malaysia, and now almost a week out here in Indonesia. It has been one heck of an adventure. Solo travelling has been fantastic. I've had an amazing time, but like anything else, it of course has its highs, it also has its low points. And that's what I want to talk about today, plus of course my YouTube channel, the direction that my videos are currently going in, thanks to the fact that we've just hit 2,000 YouTube subscribers. And of course, I just wanted to really come on here and say a massive thank you for that. I've been making YouTube videos now with a bit of a break here and there in between for 10 years. When I say a bit of a break, I mean a 5-year break from my last video on my last channel that I sold up in 2019 to now this channel that I've been working on for about a year now. It's been such a crazy transformation watching my videos from back in the day where I was playing water balloon fights in the back garden or taking ghost chili peppers that we'd bought off of eBay because that was just the cool thing to do. I've always enjoyed making videos, but the last kind of 6 months since I've been out here backpacking in Southeast Asia and making a video every single day whilst I've been on this journey, it's taught me so much about vlogging, about myself, and today I guess I want to have an open conversation, I guess show you a bit more of my vulnerable side and yeah, discuss how we're going to change this vlogging thing going forward. Yeah, I guess it's something I'd rather not have to talk about, but I pride myself in being completely honest with my audience. And to be honest with my audience, I'm exhausted. Coming solo traveling, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, okay? I left my friends, my family, and at the time my relationship back home. I knew that it was going to be a mentally taxing experience. And that's before factoring the YouTube videos and my work. Of course, I also work, I talk about it enough. I make YouTube videos or edit YouTube videos and TikToks or other creators on the platform. Of course, with my low number of subscribers, I'm not sufficient enough to be earning money from my videos. So in order to keep going, to keep traveling further and making more and more videos for you guys, I have to work, and I've had some luck. I've met some awesome people since traveling, and again, that's something else that I'll talk about a little bit later. But what was I expecting? Of course, I knew it was going to be a tiring experience, whether I made videos or had a job or, you know, whatever it may be. I knew it was going to be tiring. Carrying around my heavy bags, plus seeing so many different countries. Of course, I've been to the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia. I've been all across Southeast Asia, and in a few weeks, I'm going to Australia. And to be honest with you, right now, just thinking about that is tiring. It's not just about going to the countries just to say you've been. Of course, while you're there, you're immersing yourself in different cultures and experiences, trying different foods and sleeping in beds in hostel dorms, and well, in this case, a hotel room with different thickness of pillows, with different kind of linen. It's very difficult to get into a routine of a good sleep pattern. Plus, whilst being 8 hours ahead of my family and friends back home, staying in touch with them is often a lot easier in the early hours of the morning. Now, I must stress, I am absolutely not complaining. I've hit the jackpot. I'm quite literally sat here in Gili in Indonesia, where the weather is nice, the food is brilliant, the people are lovely. It is such an unbelievable experience. And if I was to tell my 13-year-old self, who back in the day was making stupid little YouTube videos talking about, I don't know, the Sidemen and making, I don't know, Dorito Roulette Challenge or the Coca Mentos Challenge, if I was to go back in time to speak with my 13-year-old self who was making those silly challenge videos, to keep going, to keep believing, because 10 years later I'd be making an income from traveling, from making content, I would be in absolute dreamland. And I guess once again, thank you to everyone that supports me for making that a reality. What solo traveling has taught me is that people are out here for usually one of 3 reasons, maybe 2 of them. It's very rare to find someone who's out here for all 3 reasons. Reason 1 is to party and to have a good time. Number 2 is to work, to perhaps work on a side hustle or a business, or even work a remote full-time job. And number 3 is to work on fitness. Now, as I mentioned, some people will cross over into 2. In fact, I'd actually say I'm on the fitness and on the entrepreneur, the working side of it. And then of course you've got others who may be more focused on partying and going out and drinking and enjoying time with friends, whilst also working on their fitness and of course neglecting on the work side. Perhaps they're just out here to have a good time before heading back to full-time employment in the UK or anywhere else in the world in a few months' time, and they just want to enjoy it, they want to have a good time. And to be honest with you, I don't blame them. For me, that's not for me. I've never really enjoyed partying or clubbing. I've done it before, I've been there, I've done that. I didn't come out here to Southeast Asia with the plan on partying or clubbing. With my line of work, getting videos emailed to me at all times of the day and night to edit. If I'm drunk or not with it, if I'm not responsible, I'm not going to be able to react to those requirements. I'm not going to be able to enjoy the next day because I'm going to be working all day. I would rather work in the late hours so that I can travel in the day, so I can enjoy the day, focusing on my own videos and making friends. When I tell you I've hit the jackpot with my line of work, I mean it. I've got a couple of clients that I edit for YouTube videos, for TikToks, mainly from long form videos turned into short form videos. A nice guy called Ladislas I met in Cambodia. I was flying my drone in Cambodia. He came up to me and asked to see the view that I had, and from there the rest is history. He also has a YouTube channel and a TikTok channel, which I've obviously started editing for, and at the moment I think I'm doing between 15 and 20 hours a week just for him, plus a little bit extra for my other clients, plus of course a daily video as well, which takes up a lot of time. Of course, making the video in terms of filming it's a couple of hours, editing the video again is at least 2 to 3 hours, and of course that coupled with everything else that I'm doing, plus traveling and making friends and having phone calls home to my family, I'm sure you can understand why I'm tired, why I'm extremely tired. In actual fact, I don't think it's going to be too long until I'm burnt out. My YouTube videos haven't always been shot using this camera. It's something that I recently introduced, having met a nice guy called Joe from France. He's actually called Frenchy Joe on YouTube. I'll put a link in the bio. You can go and check out his channel. He's a really nice guy. We met in Sihanoukville, Cambodia, who taught me everything that he knows about YouTube. And off the back of that meeting, of course, I wanted to think about how I could implement what he taught me into my videos. What Joe taught me is that longer content is more favorable on the YouTube algorithm these days, and that is most certainly the case. And that's of course what I've been trialing. If you go back and have a look at my last 30 videos, they've all been between 15, 20, 25 and some even 30 minutes long, which for me, that's a long video. As much as I enjoy making the longer videos, of course, it was nice to not really think about what I was going to be filming. I just took the camera out, I pressed record and hoped to pick something up. At the same time, those kind of videos aren't what I enjoy filming as much, anyway, as my other videos that you'll know, where it's kind of inspired by Casey Neistat, where we're cutting music or cutting the videos in time with the music, doing all the little transitions and effects. I'm giving you facts and figures about the destination. We're talking money, we're talking travel, and that is the kind of content that I've been enjoying making. This kind of content where I'm just kind of speaking to the camera for as long as possible to get the video to half an hour so that it goes higher up in the rankings on the search in the algorithm, that's not really the kind of content that I want to be making going forward. Joe, if you're watching, thank you for your advice. I really appreciate it, and I've definitely given it a good go. But I think in the 30, 40, 50 videos that I've done in this style, it's really made me realize that kind of content that I enjoy making is the content that I enjoy making, rather than what anyone else is telling me is what's going to help me get more subscribers. I'm not really too fussed whether or not it helps me in the YouTube rankings. If I'm not enjoying the videos that I'm making, whether or not it's getting subscribers in, I'm not going to be inspired to make more videos. And that's something that now, going forward, I want to make that change for myself, rather than for my views, rather than for more views and more subscribers. I'd rather make this change for me and what content I'm going to be proud of when in 15 years time I show my children. Making videos solely for the ranking in the YouTube algorithm, that is absolutely not the kind of content that I want to be releasing going forward. As I said, there's like 25, 30 videos now that I've just looked over and I've just deleted. I haven't even gone back to edit them in a shorter manner. I've just not enjoyed what I've been doing that day. I've not enjoyed what I've been filming, and that's just not where I want to be. That is not the kind of content that I want to be releasing to you, as I'm sure you can understand. When I sit here on my computer later and edit a video, I want to go, wow, I really enjoy this. I enjoy filming it. I enjoyed editing it, because that is what this is. This is a hobby for me right now. I'm not doing YouTube full time. I'm not doing this for work. And obviously, if I ever want to do it full time, I ever want to do this for work, I need to be releasing videos that you want to watch, not what YouTube wants to put high up in the algorithm. But look, as you can see, this video has taken a little bit longer than I was anticipating to film. It's actually getting dark outside now. I need to go, as I'm going to go and book my boat ticket for tomorrow. I'm going to be going on a boat tour around all the islands. There's a turtle snorkeling point. It's like a snorkeling excursion. I'm going to take my GoPro. I'm going to take this camera as well. You might remember my video back in Saona Island where I went island hopping, and of course, you know, took my drone, I took my camera, I took my GoPro, and we put in loads of transitions and loads of cool effects with the music, and it was just a cool story time. Again, something that in the future I'm going to be proud to show to my children. That's what I want to be making going forward, and of course not every single day either. I've got to be honest with you, daily vlogging has taught me that it is an extremely mentally taxing thing to be doing. Of course, you've got the likes of Casey Neistat, who went for 800 days in a row. That is remarkable. I don't know how he did it. I don't know if he had people working for him, like editing his videos like I edit for other YouTubers. I don't know if he just done it all himself. Regardless, that is such a unbelievable achievement, because coming up with a fresh idea every single day for like 100+ days now has been extremely difficult for me, let alone 800 days. It's ridiculous. I know you might argue that Casey Neistat was earning millions from YouTube while doing it, and I've obviously earned, well, right now, I think about £150. So look, as you can tell, it's not obviously a full-time job for me. It's just a hobby at the moment, but I want to keep enjoying my hobby. I want to keep producing videos that you want to watch, and that is what I've learned whilst daily vlogging for my entire, 174 days in Southeast Asia. But look, I appreciate you watching, especially if you're like still watching to the end. It is yeah, so very kind of you. Of course, I wanted to get this off my chest. It's something that I've been thinking now for a little while, and I guess today being, you know, a bit of a damp day here in the Gili Islands, it's the perfect opportunity to just have this conversation so that you know what kind of content you can expect coming forward every Monday, Thursday and Saturday. But look, I've been Matt. You've been so kind for watching once again. I seriously appreciate you today. And yeah, I guess I'll catch up with you in my next video. See ya.